This is Dan and Lexi from Dan Proucts Outdoors, reminding you to keep the adventures alive.
Hey y'all, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Colleen. And we're the Keel Quest. And we want you to keep the adventures alive. Cheers!
Hey, this is Darren from Ride Paddle Repeat, encouraging you to keep the adventures alive.
This is David from Beasley Ironworks saying keep the adventures alive.
I'm Jay. Let's go. From Jay's Way, keep the adventures alive.
Hi, I'm Kevin Callan, the Happy Camper. Remember, keep the adventures alive. Awesome!
Woo, buddy! Shug here! Keep the adventures alive. I am.
We're John and Aaron.
Keep the adventures alive.
Hey everyone, it's Callan from Lure of the North, and I encourage you to keep the adventures alive.
This is Sky North telling you, keep the adventures alive. And now on with the show.
Tonight's episode of CANOEHOUND'S Outdoor Adventure Show is brought to you by OTG Meals. Fresh, freeze-dried, small batch meals made for people on the go. Algonquin Outfitters, with 4 key locations in and around Algonquin Park to serve your backcountry needs. Badger Paddles, handcrafted canoe paddles made to order. Kid Products, stick stoves and reflector ovens proudly made in Canada. And Novacraft Canoes, connecting you with nature in Canadian-made canoes since 1970. Hey, well, happy Tuesday evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of CANOEHOUND'S Outdoor Adventure Show. My name is Dennis, also known as CANOEHOUND, and if this is your first time, well, you tuned into the wrong show for now anyways, because this is our last episode of the season 4, and yeah, you know what, we're going to have just a really relaxed open forum tonight. We got a few past guests that are going to be popping in throughout the live stream, and we're just going to be having a grand old time tonight. Let's see here. Just going to start as usual with a few announcements. Last week we had a really good show. We were joined by Kevin Callan, Martin Pine, Ben String, and that would be, sorry, I'm looking for a button as I always do. Here we go. There's the button I was looking for. And we're also Arnaud Icard from Lat Long Maps, and we had a show on trip planning resources, maps, guidebooks, and how to find Crown Land in Ontario. And you know what? It was a really, really, really well accepted show. And if you happen to miss that one, you know what? I recommend you go back into our past episodes playlist and check that one out, because there's lots to learn on there. A few new resources were actually shared. Some old trusted and true resources were also shared. And yeah, it was really a good time to learn more, as I always do on these episodes. Really quick, a special shout out to our good friends at Muskoka Breweries over in Bracebridge, Ontario. They've been brewing beer since 1996, and they reached out to me and they said they wanted our last episode to, sort of go out in style. And you know what? They were kind enough to send me a few beverages to share tonight on screen with everybody. So if you haven't already tried Muskoka, their craft beers, by all means, check them out. Detour and this Tread Lightly are a couple of my favorites from Muskoka Breweries. And to them, I say you're Canoe Hound approved. Thanks very much. Cheers, everybody. Let's have a fantastic evening. Last week I mentioned, last couple of weeks I mentioned that channel members, there's tonight going to be a special drawing for our channel members. This is for me to say thank you. And one of you channel members is going to be really, really happy because you're going to end up receiving a prize worth almost $800 or in around that area. And just to go through some of the things that we actually have here. First off, we're going to start with a Canoe Hound Adventures prize pack. That there is a really plush hoodie. It's an extra large size, but you know what? If you're a tiny person, you can just cuddle right up by the campfire with that there. Also, one of our Let's Take a Dip t-shirt or coffee mugs and a Canoe Hound Adventures camo hat and a couple patches, and there'll be a few other things in there from us there. Also, our friends over at Kid Products have given us a stainless steel stick stove, a fire striker, and a pocket bellow. It's a nice little kit. There's probably $150, $160 sitting right there. Our good friends over at Algonquin Outfitters are throwing in a couple of Yeti products there, one being their big tumbler and the other one just being a water bottle. Then there's a buff and sports towels, some hats. Our good friends over at Salis Marine are giving the lucky winner a EdiFlex PFD, available in whatever color you want there. You can see them listed on the screen there, and also in your choice of sizes. So who wouldn't want that? That's a great one there as well. Our friends over at Lat Long Maps are sending along a set of maps. These maps, I just used myself, the QE2 one there that's up in the right-hand corner. You know what? Really good map, very detailed, and a pleasure to hold. They're waterproof maps. They go great in those new map cases that are put out by Recreational Barrel Works. So keep an eye out for that. Also, we got a few other things too. Our friends over at OTG Meals, we got 4 OTG meals that are going to be in there as well. And of course, Nova Craft Canoe. We got some Nova Craft Canoe swag. And our friends over at Great Signs and Graphics, I could say they're really close friends for me because it's my shop. Anyways, we're going to be doing 50 custom printed decals for the winter. We could use your logo, or we could do anything, pretty much anything. It's going to be shape cut decals, and all that stuff will be sent to you by myself and by the sponsors. And so one lucky winner is going to be walking away with that. Now, you know what? It's not too late to get yourself entered if you do want to have a chance at that there. And all you need to do is visit our down here somewhere. You'll see a join button. All you need to do is click on that and feel free to join, become a channel member. And you have until about 7:50 tonight before we do our draw to become a channel member. So please, you know what? If you want to have a chance, you got to have a ticket, so they say, right? So, we got all kinds of great things to give away there. One lucky winner is going to be a very, very, very happy person. So that's awesome. Let's see here. Not too much more here. You know what? To all our channel members, those of you that have been around as new members or longtime members, some as long as 3 years, you know what? Thank you very much for your support. You know what? It means the world to see that people, find enough value in this show that you might want to support that. And then, of course, you know what? My sponsors are fantastic. Every single one of them are so giving. Most of these prizes are coming from our sponsors. They don't have to do this, but they're doing that because they're supporting the community. And you know what? if you ever have the opportunity to support these sponsors, if you ever need a product that they offer, please give them a look. Give them a look, and you know what? Make a purchase. It's helping them helps us, and it's one big circle. So by all means, feel free to do that. Let's see here. Buy me a coffee. You know what? We did have a couple coffees come in this week. Beauty of the Backcountry, iTime, and Raphael Golick. Thank you very much for the coffees. Tonight I foregoed the coffees for the beer, so we will get them coffees taken in because this guy is a coffee junkie. Birthday wishes. You know what? Only 2 birthday wishes that I know of this week. We do get a lot of people that do send these things in, and you know what? By all means, send them in. Can't for the rest of this year until we start up again in September. But you know what? It's always awesome to get birthday wishes. But Dieter Bomaker, happy birthday, and Mike Morton, happy birthday to you as well. So you know what? Always good to have these announcements. I see Tosh, self-propelled. Thanks very much for becoming a channel member. You are now entered into the draw. You'll see yourself up there in a short little while when we do our draw. And what do we got here? Yeah, you know what? Basically, like I said, tonight's going to be an open forum. So if anybody has questions, just like normal, put them in the questions there. We'll try to get questions and comments up all throughout the evening. And later on in the show, I see the basement is quite full now of past guests from past shows. But if we do have room, we will get a few of you in the chat over there to come on up as well. So by all means, if you get that opportunity, come on up, say hi. Share what you're going to be doing this summer. What's all coming down the pipe for you. So yeah. Anyways, that's about it because I'm going really fast here because I want to get into the show. This is going to be a good time. You know what I always say? What is a show going to be without this guy that's always on the show? This gentleman has been an inspiration to me over the many years, and you know what? He's become a good friend, and he has always come to the beck and call when I need a co-host on the show or something like that. And I haven't played this intro in a while, so I'm going to play it now, and we're going to bring him up on screen.
Hi, I'm Kevin Callan, the Happy Camper.
Woo! Yes, I'm Apostle number 14. Well, if you visited me instead, you would have been fine. It's a one sexy beast, I'm telling you. I called you poopy pants. Sorry about that.
Did you really?
I will hold in my urine for you, Dennis.
You have to remind Kevin that this is a family show.
What about the chipmunks?
Awesome.
Well, I'm back. Did I totally glitch out? Did we totally glitch out? Let's see here. What we got to get internet woes going again here, right? Why not? Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Did your intro totally glitch out?
No, I saw it.
Did you notice?
No, I don't remember.
I don't know. I tried playing your intro, and for some reason everything froze up and glitched.
It doesn't really matter what happens. I'm free. I'm free.
You're free.
Oh.
There you go. Dude, you just come back from a pretty good camping trip, eh?
Yes, I did. There's black bites, mosquito bites.
So, what are they? Are they full fledged now?
Yeah, black flies
are when I went to QE too.
Oh man, no, black flies are kind of normal. Like, oh, I forgot about these creatures. Mosquitoes, I think, is a record crop this year. What's going on? We were lucky. 3/4 of the trip, we had a breeze on our campsite, so it was great. And then the last night, the breeze stopped, or the last day. Woo! Welcome to bug shelter number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys had the bug-free zone set up all weekend?
We did. We actually didn't go into it. I don't remember, but I know the last night, last late afternoon, if we didn't have it, we'd be dead. We'd be dead.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. So tell me a little bit about it there. Besides the bugs, what happened?
That was cool. It was cool trip. Actually, I'll blame Ashley, aka Student Man, for this. We usually go Mother's Day weekend, the early May, and to catch the brookies. But he went off gallivanting with his wife to some tropical island and said, "Well, I can't go until the end of May." I went, "Oh, that's not good." He goes, "Oh, there's no difference." I went, "Yes, there's a big difference. There's a gap for brook trout and lake trout, right?" Yeah. And sure enough, we went there and we had a troll deep, like really deep. If we didn't have a trolling rod, we wouldn't have caught fish. And we went to North T Lake, and we base camp North T, and then we went to a whole bunch of other lakes. We went to Lost Dog, went to no, it's not Leon. Anyway, another lake, bigger lake, Manitou Lake. We went everywhere, and we caught some brookies in some creeks, and that was good because they were in the holes. But fishing lakes, it was like, toss it in the water, hope you catch a fish. I don't know where they are. Mm-hmm. So we did okay. And North Sea Lake is beautiful. We went to the East Bay and got one of the islands. It was great. We only saw 3 other groups in 5 days. That was cool. Except on the way out, it was really cool. On the way out, we saw, I think, over 30 young people. I'm guessing from some high school in North Bay, because in Toronto that wouldn't happen because they wouldn't let them out, right?
Right, yeah.
And we saw the leaders, and they're all going in. Of course, they asked me 2 questions. Oh, how are the bugs? Oh, they're good. They're fantastic.
No bugs at all.
Oh, you're fine. And they're all wearing bug nets before they even enter the woods. They haven't even gone on the first portage. They're all wearing bug nets. So I was like, God. And the other was, how's the fishing? And I go, blame my buddy because he went off gallivanting in some place in early May, and we should have been there when they're hitting. But
yeah, so who'd you go with? You went with Andy?
Yeah. No. I went with Ashley Speedoman and Tim from KIHD Equipment, which actually is funny. He always goes on our early spring trips. He doesn't fish, so we make sure that he goes somewhere, which is exciting. We went to the waterfall flushing out of North T into Manitou, and beautiful. It's always beautiful, but it was beautiful. Then we went into the creek going from Bigger Lake into North T. Yeah, we went to some scenic places I've been to years ago, and he's a photographer, so it was great. And also Mike Kipp went as well, and he's that type of really quiet, subdued kind of guy that just wants to be out there, and I kind of like being with him because I put the camera in his face. He goes, "Yeah, put that away." Put that away.
One of those guys, eh?
Yeah, I like it. Kevin, put it away. Like, he made this paddle. I didn't know this, but he was sick throughout the winter. He had a whole bunch of operations. I didn't know. Typical Mike. He didn't tell anybody. And he made this paddle that had 72 different plates in it, all laminated together, because he had no time except in bed because he was sick, right? I went,
yeah.
What? And he showed it to me, and I went, what was it like making it? Well, I had nothing else to do, Kevin. Here you go.
Wow. Crazy. Hey, who caught the big fish?
I actually did. The very, very first fish, probably one of the biggest lake trout he caught, and it rolled. We caught it on lead core because it was down deep, and it rolled in the lead core. And I had bought him a net for Christmas, and he landed in the net I bought him. I netted it, and I cleaned it, and I cooked it for the love of God. But yeah, we caught some small brookies and a couple of lake trout. To be quite honest, I could care less. We had a great trip. We were blessed by the breeze. We had a campsite up in a point on an island, and the breeze kept the bugs at bay for most of the time until the last day and a half, and then it was like, oh, let's get the heck out of Dodge.
That's all right. When I asked you who caught the big fish, that was going to be my segue to this first guest that we're going to bring up on panel with us here, because she just went up north and she caught herself a really nice fish. So let's bring her up. She can tell us all about it. Camper Christina.
Hi.
Oh, was that a secret?
Well, not anymore.
Okay, never mind. I take that. I rescind my comment.
No, that's okay. It's out now. You can't take it back once it's out there on social media.
We'll just say you caught a nice fish, and we'll leave it at that. We'll move on to the next thing, right? People have to watch to find out.
I got to talk about something.
Yeah. So you've been out a few times already this year?
I've done 4 trips so far. Most of them are small. The first 3 were small, 2 2-nighters and 2 one 1-nighter. And then I just got back from a 6-day trip in Temagami last Tuesday, actually. And that was awesome. Yeah.
It's fun. It's, you have to make time for your trips when you can, because I had just Sunday here, I had a mishap that's probably going to keep me out of my canoe for a little while. And that's yeah. So I'm not too pleased about that. Well,
what happened? What happened, Dennis?
You have to watch the video. No, no, I was getting up out of a chair and I tore my ACL.
Oh dear.
Yeah, getting out of a chair. Yeah.
What?
I won't say what kind of a chair, but I was getting out of a chair.
What is a 6 chair?
No, that would put my back right out, Kevin. No, you know what? I just being a tall guy, and if I sit low and I try to get up, it puts a lot of strain on my knees, right? And yeah, I heard some sort of a little bit of felt a little bit of a tear. It just felt like a twinge, right? And then as the day went on Sunday, my wife and I were working on our camper and getting it ready for a little camping trip that we're doing this coming week, right? And yeah, it just kept getting more sore. And I was like hobbling around. And then yesterday, it was like total write-off. Today, total write-off. So
that's brutal.
Doctor stuff tomorrow and stuff. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's just a strain and not a tear. I don't want it to be a tear.
Or Dennis, just do a Jonathan Lost Lake video of his
road trip.
Yeah, road trip. Do that.
Road trip. Yeah. I'll be okay. I'm a tough guy. I bounce back all the time. So that's yeah. But like I say, I went out last weekend to QE2 and had a great time. It was just 2 nights, 3 days, and had a fantastic time. Even with the bad weather, the mosquitoes were and the black flies were all out.
How were the ticks? How were the ticks?
Oh, you know what? I pulled 2 ticks off of Molly, so the ticks are apparently pretty bad too, right?
I had no bugs. I've had no bugs on any of my trips.
Yeah.
The last hour of the 6-day Temagami trip, last Tuesday, when I was paddling out the last hour, I had a couple black flies buzzing around. Yeah. And that was it. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah. So Christina, tell us, what do you got planned for the summer? Do you have anything big planned, or are they just your Camper Christina typical week, weekenders, 4 days?
Yeah, no big from me. You'll probably never see that unless I'm retired. I work a full-time job and I get like 3 weeks of vacation a year. So if I did a 2-week trip, it wouldn't leave much for the rest of the year of YouTube adventures. So, and I like doing the smaller trips, and I don't think I could leave work for 2 weeks. My boss would probably lose his mind. So I have to pay people and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, but I've got a couple of good ones planned. I'm going to go back to the Mississauga for a trip there, different area. And I've got a couple of Temagami trips planned of like, I've done partial routes, or I've done like a loop here and a loop there and a loop there. And I'm going to connect some of them and do like parts together, because there's some areas that I've been in that I kind of zipped through, or I didn't get to spend enough time in. And I've already done probably the hardest trip of the year last week. So it was quite the slog.
Awesome.
It was a good challenge.
Yeah. And that was what, 4 day? 4 days?
It was a 6-day.
6 day. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I started at Gamble with a 4 kilometer portage heading towards Sunny Water and Smooth Water, and then down the South Lady Evelyn. And then all through the Lady Evelyn and back up. So apparently you can't go through that section after more than a couple weeks after ice out, because the water levels drop, and they were already pretty low when I was there. My canoe was just kind of barely skating along over most of the water, and lots of beaver dams and log jams and that kind of stuff. So alder bushes. And
is it safe to say you got a few scratches on the bottom of that new H2O now?
Yeah, the canoe is definitely scratched already, but I'm really impressed with how the Kevlar is handling the treatment, right? Like, because the yellow part is Kevlar, and the top is carbon, and that yellow part is really strong. Like, I did one of the portages going through, I wasn't warned about. It's really crazy. It's an 1,100 meter in between Wildlands and White Pine. Kevin, have you been to that area? It's like Bridalveil Falls and Fat Man's Falls had twins, and that's the portage. Like, it's really, really long. It's a long version of a Bridalveil Cabin Falls Fat Man's, and it's just nuts. I dropped the canoe twice on that portage. And when I got done, I was like, oh man. And I looked at it and I'm like, wow, it looks great. I'm pretty impressed. So Jeff did a good job with this one, I think.
There you go. They kind of bounce back, right?
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So when is your next adventure going to be happening?
Probably doing something small this weekend, and then I've got a whitewater course coming up. I've been wanting to do one of those for a couple of years now. Then COVID came and all that stuff and whatever, and so I'm doing a whitewater course with Paddlers Co-op. My friend Riley organized it with a bunch of. There's a couple of YouTubers that are going. Kevin, you'd love it. Jenny and Tyler, who were in my winter video, and Riley and Evan Lefebvre. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, him. And I believe the beauty of the backcountry, Jay and Sherry.
Jay and Sherry, yeah.
I hope I'm allowed to say that all these people are going to this course. Whoops. So that'll be really, really fun. And then I've got, Canada Day, August long weekend, all the big ones and some little ones in between with some friends. So
I actually had an invite from Riley for that one too, and I did everything I could. And you know what? It probably didn't happen for a reason down there, right? The knee, right?
So you don't technically know if you're ACL. You're just guessing.
Yeah,
it could just be a meniscus.
I think. Well, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna call it. I have a damaged ACL. It is 100% ACL, but
it is.
To what extent, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go get the test done tomorrow. We'll find out. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Sorry.
It hurts. It hurts like an SOB. I can't bend the leg. I can put a little pressure on it, but not much. But I can't even bend it. It sucks.
I'm so sorry.
I've slept in my lazy boy for 2 nights in a row now.
Oh, I've had 2 meniscus surgeries, not an ACL, but I feel your pain. It's sucky. I'm sorry. Right at the start of this season. Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just more disappointed that right now that wife and I were getting ready to go away, just like I say, a little camping thing there with the daughters and the grandkids, and I'm going to be the one hobbling around. I like throwing my grandson on the shoulders, and I portage. He wants Papa to portage him, right?
Oh.
So I portage him, gets all happy, and so
Dennis, sex chairs will do it every time.
Chairs will do it every time. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens to you when you're in the sex chair by yourself, right? Okay.
Time for a commercial break.
Yeah, time for a commercial break. Well, you know what? We do have a couple others down in the basement here, just waiting around. But yeah, man. So we, Christina, I hope we're gonna have a lot of great videos coming down the pipe from you. I know are you still on that one video a week torrent that you've been on for the last?
I got home and the things have been, I spent the last 3 days of the weekend there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday editing. I had 14 and a half hours of footage. Kevin said, never waste any content, right, Kevin? Edited down to 6 hours and 15 minutes right now. So I'm looking at probably about 7. I want 7 or 8 videos for the 6-day trip, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. I saw some really great wildlife. I got the fish. There's a lot of really good stuff in this trip. Great scenery. It's a place where not a lot of people can go because you can only go at a certain time of year. Yeah. I mean, you can go. I've heard other people have gone through there later in the season, but it's not recommended. So,
thanks, Maurice.
Yeah. So I don't have. Sorry, I'm still editing.
That's okay.
There'll be a few. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 2 a week because they'll probably go a month. So by then it'll be like the end of summer.
Riley just popped into the chat there. Riley, we were talking about you like 30 seconds ago. All good.
I sent you a message.
Well, it's good, man. I really hope we get some good videos coming down the pipe, and that's something I'm enjoying. I'm actually looking forward to starting to edit videos. When the season's done here, now my Tuesdays, I could turn my Tuesdays into editing videos. I got a couple good ones there. I went to Novacraft, picked up my canoe, so I got a nice video about that. That's going to be happening. My QE2, and yes, I keep saying it, but I got to finish off my Spanish River or Spanish Coast.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. You know what? But I'm going to do that as a big recap, and then I got something special planned for that one.
No, I can't wait. When I get home, it's just like, okay, die, collapse. It took me a couple days to recover from this one, but then it was like, okay, I want to see the footage. Like, oh yeah, what about when I saw that moose and when this happened and that happened? So yeah,
we don't need to watch now. You keep slipping all the little secrets in there.
Yeah, I just did an interview with Sean with Paddling Adventures Radio too, and I think that's gonna be up on tomorrow or Thursday. So I kind of gave away a few things there too, and I said, oh well, maybe it'll entice people to watch it. I hope so.
Yeah, I think Sean and I are gonna be having a chat one day here very, very soon too, like maybe tomorrow. That's okay. Good stuff. Well, Christina, thanks for popping in, taking the time to join us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on. Congratulations on another amazing season 4, right?
That's season 4, episode 136. I think this one is.
That's fantastic, and I'm happy to see there will be something coming in the fall.
There will be something
coming.
Forward to
hearing what that is, and hopefully I'll get to come by and visit again.
Yeah. Oh, you will definitely be on the show again. Definitely. Thanks again, Christina.
Great, and good luck with your knee. I hope good things happen.
Fingers crossed. Thanks.
Bye, Kevin.
Everybody, power of positive thought, right? Thanks, Christina. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Awesome. Yeah, you know what? I can't believe the rigorous schedule that she has for putting videos out. Like she's truly the Iron Woman of YouTube here for, at least in our community, right?
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah. Incredible. And you think about, when she started a few years back too, right? Going off to the far north and Temagami and doing some amazing trips, and yeah, it's fantastic. There's some good things happening in the canoe community.
There is. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Hey, all right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to because I talk a lot.
That's okay.
No, it's all good. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets on tonight.
Yeah.
Not me. Okay. So I'm gonna knock off. I'm gonna watch this, but get people on. And if you guys are out there and you want to be on this show, get on the show now. It's the last show of the season. Get on there. I'm gonna shut my mouth, and everybody get on there. And I'll join in for sure. And but yeah. How many people you got in the waiting room?
We got 3. Well, we got a twosome down in the basement. Then we got our good friend Ingo from Kid Products. So
okay, everybody should get off their sex chair and get on the show. Come on,
everybody have a drink. Okay, well, Kevin, stick around in the green room for sure. Okay,
right? No, everybody, seriously. I'm going to shut up. Everybody get on. Pal Hetzer there. They should be on.
Everybody's going to get on. Everybody's going to get on.
All right.
Speaking of, we'll talk to you in a bit.
Bye.
Good old Kevin. Hey, look at, I swapped one buddy for another buddy. How you doing, Ingo?
Not bad, and yourselves, yeah? Good?
You know, well, yourself, because Kevin bailed on us.
Well, it's just the 2 of us then, I guess.
So what's new, man? What's going on?
Well, busy at work, both jobs, right? My regular mortgage paying job and Kid Products, of course. Very busy, and we had a great spring season. The shows were awesome. You joined us on a couple of shows, and I can't believe how many people come up to you and shake your hands and watch your show, man. You're getting famous.
No, not famous.
No, listen.
People.
we even went to Madison, to the other country, beside us, Madison is people shaking your hands, they're watching your show. It's great to see. So you're doing something great there. Yeah, so congratulations for, season 4.
Thanks, man.
Many more to come, I hope, and the great education your guests bring on the table, and yeah, awesome.
Well, this is my chance to personally thank you guys, you and Keith and Helga and Denny. Thank you very much for your support of the channel. You guys have been with me now for a couple of years. You're always there when I need you for a couple of swag prizes or stuff like that for our viewers. You know what, you guys have been incredible supporters of the show, and I thank you very much for that. Everybody put some claps in there for all of my sponsors, not only Kid Products, but
you have a great list of sponsors. I watched the intro here on this segment, and I'm looking at this. Oh my God, look at all these sponsors, Novacraft and Badger Paddles and Algonquin Outfitters, and on and on and on. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all brands that I trust and I use 100%.
Yeah.
I wouldn't promote them if it wasn't something that I didn't, have full trust in. So
yeah,
that's something good to say.
The Sellers Life Jackets, I have one awesome product, right? And it's all good. It's all good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enough about the sponsor stuff. I understand you just went on a canoe trip yourself.
Yeah, actually 2 weeks ago, and the black flies were out. We had to hide in the no bug zone in the afternoons for a couple of hours. They were out at full force. We were in the bottom of Algonquin Park, King's Cod or King's Cood, whatever that lake is called, and tried some fishing. It was very windy that weekend, and didn't get out as much as we wanted to. But great company. Went with Keith, right, and we did some cooking and some product playing around and taking pictures, and yeah, it was just nice to get out and after the long winter. So, and I'm so jealous. I mean, Christina, she fourth trip out already. Oh my God. Yeah. I wish, so, but anyway, yeah, something planned in like as you know, late July and September. So four trips for me, I guess. That's all I can do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. If I keep snickering, I got Ben in the basement here keeps it's like he's fishing in the base. I see you down there. You got a big one, I hope. Have you up in a minute, man. So that lake that you guys went to, I know Keith was trying to catch some sort of special species of trout. Did he succeed? Did he get anything?
No, we didn't. It was just so windy. We couldn't really control the canoe that much. I mean, it was just blowing us all over the place. We had white caps on the lake here and there, and we tried our best, but yeah, no, it was useless. Wow. The day we were leaving, of course, the weather's perfect, calm, everything. So we trolled a little bit on the way back, but no. Yeah, he was not happy. He really wanted to show off with some fish, right?
You'll just have to go and do it over again.
I know. We just got to get back out.
Yeah. So long term, what do you got planned for the summer? I know you got one sweet ass canoe trip planned in end of July.
Yeah, you know about it, right?
Yeah. I know about it. Share it with everybody.
Yeah. I guess you and me were gonna fly into somewhere, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're doing that flying up in was it Burnt Rock Lake? Burnt Rock, yeah. Right? Yeah, Burnt Rock Lake up in Wabakimi, and doing 10 or 11 days to get out, right?
Yeah.
And then meeting up with some friends around day 7. Sort of doing, I've explained it before on past episodes, but yeah, I hope that works out logistically. I think that's going to be.
I have no doubt. Of course it works out. Yeah, positive. Yeah, it's going to work out. It's going to be just fine. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great trip, and getting away from my regular business, for 2 weeks, that's going to be a challenge, but. You only live once, and you got to do it when you can. God knows what comes around the corner in a couple of years, right? And then you say, I should have done it. And that counts for everybody. You got something planned, do it. Don't wait and say, next year. It ain't going to work. Got to do it. Get out there.
Exactly. It's funny because I told you that I kind of hurt my knee, and Ingo says, well, you better be ready for the trip. And I said, that's okay. You can portage me. You're a good buddy. Piggyback me across all the portages.
You're an honorary paddling pirate, and pirates, they have peg legs.
Yeah, you don't leave your pirates behind, eh?
Yeah. So
that's all right. Yeah. So we got a lot of planning going into that trip, eh? It's been so far it's been quite fun planning, and I'm looking forward to planning even more of this. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, and then we have something. The Kit Products guys, we have something planned in the end of September. We're gonna get out and do like a little fall trip. I guess it's either end of September, beginning of October, and I'm trying to get something in end of June or so. I'll have to see. I wouldn't mind getting out 4 times this year, and then of course winter camping. You bought a brand new tent that last winter. You haven't even tried out yet. We gotta set that sucker up and see.
Yeah, I hope it's not defective. It's too late to send back now. So
Listen, yeah. Well, you like the tent, our tent, right?
Yeah, it's the same as yours. Only
it's the same one, just one size smaller, right? And it's awesome. You won't regret it. No way.
That's awesome. So, anything new coming down the pipe for Kid Products?
Yeah, we're looking at things all the time. With us, it has to fit into what we're doing, right? I mean, this is what the company is all about. What we're doing and what we're trying out and what we're using, we share with everybody else and then start selling. And so we ordered a few products from here and there, looked at things. There might be something that we're going to manufacture again. So there's things we're looking at, but it always takes a little bit of time and busy. This spring in the Kid product business was very, very busy. The shows were incredible. Lots of products went out the door, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of new campers coming, playing in the woods, and it's great, absolutely great, But it, of course, gets us busy. We have to manufacture, right? So.
Yeah. Really, really quick. Why don't you tell everybody you've given us a prize for tonight's members only swag giveaway?
Yeah, and I of course I'm in my other office down here, and of course that's the stainless steel stove that comes in a little pouch, and then of course a striker so you can light the fire. And somebody just mentioned Pacabello. Yeah, and a Pacabello. So you're all set for the cooking.
Awesome. No, that's great, man. Thanks very much for donating that. Like I say, somebody's going to be very happy tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody really going to be happy tonight.
Yeah, we had quite a few. We sold a lot of products, as I said, at the shows, and the store's been very busy. Conquin Outfitters and all the other stores, right? Frontenac Outfitters and Outdoor Oriented in St. Catharines selling a lot of stuff. So that's good. And of course, then we at the shows we talked to people and we got very good reviews and people contacting us and saying how much they like the product. That's always awesome. We like that feedback. Yeah.
Cool. Very good. I see Keith is over in the chat there. He says he's going back in September to try and get one of them trout. So
yeah, I know.
Good for you, Keith. You go get him, man. You go get him.
Yeah, he's up at Charleston Lake right now. He's sitting by the lake, nice. So he's that's his old stomping ground. He used to have a cottage up there, right? And so he knows the lake for many years, and there's a lake trout up there, and he always gets lake trout. So I'm sure he's going to get something up there. Well, we'll hear about it in a couple of 2 or 3 days, I guess.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Appreciate you popping in.
Thank you very, very much for donating your Tuesday nights, keeping us all informed and pulling this whole community sort of together to a Tuesday night chat. And there are friendships built through your show. We met, but other people out there, they collaborating and meeting, and it's a great community. And thank you for keeping be the glue for all of that, right?
No, thanks. I appreciate that. I don't see it that way sometimes, but it's nice to hear it, and it makes me see it. When you mention that, and you know what, you mentioned the collaborations. I love seeing the collaborations between a lot of the people that, that are always in the chat. You hear of them doing canoe trips together and stuff like that, and their connection was through that chat over there, right? So
absolutely,
it's always nice to see that stuff, and keep it up, people. That's what it's all about, making new friends and sharing a common love for the backcountry. So
absolutely,
keep it up.
keep the adventure
Ingo?
alive, right?
Thanks, dude. I
All
appreciate
right.
your.
We'll talk
your
soon, and have a great evening, and get some more people up. All right.
Yeah. Well, we got a few sitting down here in the basement there, and we'll bring on our next pair of fellas here. And when we're done, then we'll take our commercial break, and then when we come back from that, we're going to be doing our members only swag giveaway. So we're right around the 8 o'clock hour. So Ingo, stick around for the green room later on if you like. Just use the same link.
Not a problem. See you later.
Okay, buddy. Talk later. That's awesome. You know what? Like I say, Kid Products, they're class acts, them guys. They're really fun guys to be around, and they actually have great products. You know, I always brag about their products and stuff like that. So by all means, you know what, if you get that opportunity, if you're ever looking for a stick stove, reflector oven, or even any little trinkety things, even their titanium pots, give them a look up. Give them a look up because they got great products. Well, you know what? Our next two guys that I'm going to be bringing up here on panel they shared a show. They were on together, and they got a great new a really fun. They collaborated their YouTube channels together and come up with one really cool channel. A lot of fun, a lot of humor, and some really good editing and stuff like that. Let's just bring them up here. We got Ben and we got Adam from the Paddleheads.
Adam,
hey, boys.
Adam, get the net. Adam, it's a huge one today. It's a huge one.
I got it. Oh, man. I missed it.
I lost it, man. Biggest fish of my life. It was like this big, I swear.
You shouldn't have trusted me with the net, man. That was my fish.
Any other good?
What did you catch it on, man? What did you catch it on, man?
Oh, just a little jig head and a worm, you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's going on, boys? Long time no see.
It's been a little while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
We've been fishing a lot. Really excited for all this new seasons opening. Pike just opened. Walleye just opened. Lake trout just opened. We had a really good pike trip and really good walleye opener. We went to some Crownland and did a catch and cook. And this Crownland spot, for walleye. And this Crownland spot is not very pressured for fishing. So the fishing was great. The walleye were big. And we had more fish than we could eat.
That's all right. That's all right.
Oh, it's great.
Too bad you couldn't carry a portable freezer, and bring some home.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. My wife always says, you got to fish on your last day so you can bring fish home. It's like, it's not always that easy, dear.
Right.
You catch the fish, you got to get there. By the time you get back to the boat launch, you're all tired, and it's like you don't want to clean fish. And how do you store it until you get to the gas station? It's logistically it's not easy, that's for sure. But
that trip was 2 Saturdays ago, and for anyone who was like outside 2 Saturdays ago, it was cold and raining,
miserable,
and it was really miserable conditions. And like Ben and I have fished a few times in like nasty rainy weather like that, and I like almost every time we do pretty well fishing. Like fishing goes pretty well. We didn't stay on the lake for that long, and it was mostly because Ben
I was unprepared.
So Ben apparently didn't look at the forecast before we went out. It was calling for like really low temperatures overnight, rain the whole time. So like I had boots, I had gloves, I had dry clothes. I brought all kinds of stuff to stay warm. And Ben's like, no, I don't have any of that. And so he was freezing cold the whole weekend.
Now, I brought my raincoat. I have this nice Arc'teryx raincoat, but it's quite a few years old now, and it's wetting through. I'm getting wet inside the jacket. I did a full cleaning and waterproofing like the day before I went on the trip. But I decided to leave my fleece at home. I thought, no, it's a little bit too bulky to pack, and I won't need that. Last weekend was beautiful. It's just going to be rainy and warm, right?
To be fair, this lake is not that difficult to access. So it's easy to be like, we'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like worst case scenario to get out is not a problem. So I can see how you might, take some liberties there with being
Don't
prepared.
Tell people it's easy to access.
Now, Ben, are you sure you didn't over waterproof that rain jacket? Like maybe you were sweating from the inside, right? The thing wasn't breathing because you put too much waterproofer on it.
There was no way I was sweating that day.
It was cold.
It was chilly, but the fishing was great, so it kept me going. And we caught in the morning too. All of our fish were before noon, which was great. So we were able to get off the water, have some hot soup and some tea,
Just spent the rest of the day cutting up wood and trying to stay warm. So
Yeah,
that was a fun trip.
Me too. I didn't know what I was fishing for up there, so I was just throwing line into some rapids and stuff like that, and I kept catching largemouth bass. I know they're out of season and everything, but you can't keep them up if you throw something. Yeah. Well, I wasn't fishing for them.
No.
But yeah, you know what? That's about all that was hitting then, and I knew because pickerel and pike opened last weekend, did not?
Oh, okay, Ben, we gotta go. You just called them pickerel, Dennis.
Walleye pickerel.
Come on. We've had this.
But I have a new theory. I have a new theory, and I think Dennis gets off on this new theory. So the theory is that pickerel is. Oh, I didn't realize what I said there. Okay, drink up. Pickerel is the meat of walleye. I think that's how it should be. It's kind of like if you're going to look on a menu and you're at a restaurant, they're not going to say walleye. They're going to say pickerel because it's more appealing. You don't see a burger that says it's a cow burger. It's a beef burger, right?
Well, it's just a
I don't know. Help me out in the comments, people.
I get right off on that. you know what it is, right? For the longest time, I always call it walleye. Okay, and then I had a viewer one time call me out on it. He says it's not walleye, it's pickerel. It's the Pickerel River. It's and he's listing off all this stuff, right? And then he got me second guessing, right? And then you guys come up with it, walleye or pickerel, in your little your rapid fire questions, right? It's like I'm all confused now, man. I know what they look like. I know they're really good in a frying pan, right?
I know a pickerel when I catch a walleye.
Yeah. So when you guys are on the show like that back, for your episode there, I see over your shoulder there, Adam. You still got the Kevin is a liar.
Oh, that's a new sign there.
Up there.
Actually, is Kevin in the green room still? Is he still? Down
No,
there?
Kevin left the green room. I told him to stick around, but he's marking papers or something.
That's okay. We were gonna call him out on something because first of all, he is a liar, and I just want to make sure everybody knows it. But
a liar and a cheat.
That's right. We've got a challenge for him though, so we'll save it. If we get a chance to talk to him again tonight, then we'll call him out. But he's a liar, and so he's got some redemption he owes us.
That was fun though. Your little fishing challenge with it was him and Ashley, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was quite the fun weekend.
It's not the first time he lied. He said some pretty mean things about me on the last show. He lied about me and some of my body parts, and well, he's just a liar.
just really quick before I get on to the next thing with you guys, everybody, it's around 7:50. If anybody else is considering becoming a channel member to be part of this draw tonight, now's the chance to do it. In order for me to get it into the software here for when we do the draw. Good enough. Okay, so Ben, I understand when we were talking on our show, you had mentioned that you were looking to become an ambassador or bring on your first sponsor, and you didn't really want to say who it was, but when you did bring them on, you guys did a video. Tell us all about that.
Oh, Deeper. Yeah. So, we've decided to partner up with Deeper, which is a fishing sonar. I don't know if you have it close by there, Adam, but it's this little device that's about the size of a softball, and it connects to your phone through Bluetooth, and you attach it to the side of your canoe or kayak, or you can even tie it onto your fishing rod. And this thing is just basically a portable fish finder. So it'll tell you the depth, the water temperature. You can also use it to map out your lake. So let's say you go to a back lake and you have no information on it. You have no idea where the contour lines are, and you're looking for good structure. Well, you can map out the lake so you have it so you can sit at camp and research it, or you can go home and you can actually access it on your computer too, which is pretty sweet. So it really fits perfectly with what we're doing with backcountry fishing, because there's really no other easy way to bring a fish finder into the backcountry. And Adam needs all the help he can get. So,
well, this is true.
Adam's not alone.
It's all for appearance. Like I'm not good at fishing, and nothing really can change that. So it's just to look like, I'm I know what I'm doing. That's all it is for me.
He just starts shouting out water temperatures and depths, and it sounds like he's like saying some technical stuff.
Technical stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny because I got one of those. It's a low rents portable fish finder. It could be used for ice fishing because it's got 2 different transducers that you could swap out. And great little unit, but still, it's got like one of the little 12-volt batteries, well, the little 12-volt bricks, and it's just so much weight. So what you're pushing there with deeper is something that seems pretty cool. Long overdue.
It's super cool. Yeah, like Ben said, it's like the size of a baseball. It's not very big at all. And the one that, so they sent us one. And just to be clear, we are technically brand ambassadors for them under their Deeper Hero program. So they sent us a new unit. It's called the Deeper Chirp Plus 2. And the battery life on it is amazing. So like we've had it out now a couple times, 2 or 3 times. And after like a weekend of fishing, we're on the water for like 10, 12 hours over the weekend, 15 hours. Where I'm leaving and it's still got like 50% battery. And it's just this tiny little thing. It uses your phone as a display. So all the information comes onto the phone. And I don't have it here. Otherwise I would show you. But yeah, I've used one. I've had one for a few years. And it's proven to be reliable and accurate. And yeah, we're happy actually to be kind of working with them.
Oops, get the wrong one here. Dustin Patrick saying, what kind of fish finder again?
It's called a Deeper Sonar Chirp.
Where can people get these things?
It's called a Deeper Sonar. They have a few different models. They have the Chirp Plus 2, which is the one we're talking about. But they have like lower end models like the Deeper Chirp Pro. You can get it from their website. You can get it from Amazon. We're actually in the process of like setting up an affiliate link right now. So if you want to hold off, maybe we can get that to you or something. But anyways, yeah, you can get them in a few places. And if it's something you're looking for, I can't recommend it enough. It's a reliable product. It does exactly what you would expect a fish finder to do, but it's super small and it works really well.
Cool, very cool. So I'm going to click 2 buttons here, and this is you're getting what you wish for, Ben.
Okay.
One is adding Kevin back to the stream.
Oh, there he is.
And the other one is a question from Andrea asking, "Are you having another fishing contest with Kevin this year? Controversial rematch in the works?"
Okay, good.
We want to. We've tried already. We've tried to make some plans already, and they didn't work out. But we're going to.
You know what? I got an epiphany. This is a great idea. We take Ashley, Speedo Man, out pike fishing, and he has to land it.
Okay.
No net, because that guy, I land every single fish he catches. I handle it, and I fill it, and I feed it to him. He just has to hook it.
And so you're gonna give him like the biggest challenge or one of the biggest challenges, land a pike.
Oh no! The biggest thing ever is we all film this. We grab him out of his bed. He might be naked, and we take him out pike fishing in your secret spot. He catches a massive pike, but he has to take it in the boat, take the hook out, kiss it, and let it go.
Kiss it.
That would be a challenge.
I hope you bring in a couple Band-Aids.
Oh, that would be hilarious. We will get monetization in YouTube beyond belief.
Billionaires.
And I notice you guys are wearing PFDs. You're being safe. It's like
always.
You look like 2 condoms. Okay, I'm just saying.
Which ones are you using?
Well, Dennis, you started the whole controversy. Looking at this year of your show, one of the most controversial, debatable portions was when you're talking about safety and PFDs. And oh my lord, never poked the bear so much in my life.
Yeah, yeah. And these guys have them on right now as part of the uniform.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah,
boy.
You got to be ready.
It's funny. Have you guys, I'm sure. I mean, you guys were around when they made seatbelts. You had to wear them as the law. We weren't even a figment of anyone's imagination yet. Just swimming around.
Even a twinkle in Daddy's eye. Eh?
We were pretending to be fish. But anyways, I've seen video clips of when that happened, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm never gonna do it. This is the most ridiculous thing." And who you can't make me and blah 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 blah. And they're right, you can't make them. I mean, you can drive around with no seatbelt now. You get a ticket if you get caught, or you'll die if you get into a bad enough car accident. But yeah, the PFD, it's just like, sure, if you don't want to wear one, unfortunately, if something bad happens, you're going to end up being someone else's problem, and that's too bad. But you know, there's no reason other than the fact that, like, I don't know, it's not fashionable that you can't wear one when you're on the water. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
My new cell is PFD is pretty darn fashionable. It even matches my dog's PFD.
Well, you get the right one. It's comfy. It's a tough one, really. It is, because I just came off trip, right? So I'm a little calmer. But it was a heat wave the last 2 days, and I noticed 3 out of the 4 of us had our PFDs on, but unzipped. And yes, we're fine. We're in a creek. I get all that. But I put the camera on, and I said, hey, guys, zip them up. And they oh, Kevin. I went, what do you mean, oh, Kevin? Like, sorry, like, zip them up. And I had mine zipped up because I have a kid, right? So once I start taking a kid outdoors, put your PFD on, then I put mine on, right? So, but we started talking about it, and it was a really good conversation, because there was days where all of us, including me, was sitting on our PFDs on a hot day, sweaty hot day, going down a creek that was like 2 inches deep, right? But then we became YouTubers. So look at them. They're sitting there like condoms. I'm swear to God.
It's interesting. We don't even think about it. It's never even a consideration. Like, even when the cameras are off, I don't know. We just never take them off. We don't. Even
we walk around camp with our PFDs. Like,
sometimes we forget to take them off. Yeah.
I've seen it. They had their PFDs on, but no pants.
Now you're talking fashionable.
The other thing too is, like, just
a
side note. Like we were saying, the last trip, the walleye trip we did, it was cold and raining. That PFD will add an enormous amount of insulation, like, onto your torso. It will actually help retain body heat. So in a situation like that, it's just, an added bonus.
Well, I don't know if you really should watch that episode, because Ben, you were cold, and yet Adam came to the rescue.
He did.
Oh,
and I forgot to thank him for that, but he lent me his rubber boots, and
I had gloves.
Honestly,
I had boots.
I would have been out of there if I didn't get those boots. I would have been out of there. I was really catching a chill, and I couldn't shake it.
Here's the future of YouTube expert people. Let's go on a fishing, camping, canoe trip in the early May and wear Crocs.
Hey,
I don't wear Crocs. Let's get that straight.
Hey.
Ninjas don't wear Crocs. I don't know if you see my name there, Ninja Angler. Ninjas don't wear Crocs. I wear flip-flops. And I wasn't that weekend.
You know what?
But I was wearing water shoes.
Ninja Angler doesn't mean nothing, because under Kevin's name says fishing champ.
Yeah, well, he's a liar and a cheat.
Look, speaking of that, Kevin, Ben and I devised a challenge for you for this season. By the end of the fishing season, whoever catches the biggest lake trout wins, and we'll figure out the details, the prize later, and the humiliation for the loser with the smallest one. We'll figure those details out.
Do that, yeah. I actually did really well on our last trip. He caught a decent sized lake trout. For him, it was his biggest. I'm so glad you guys didn't go on that trip. Like, we tried to organize a fish off for trout. It was way too late in the year. Like, actually, we did say, and I shouldn't say this, but I will say, around the campfire on the second night, if pallet heads were here, we would have caught more fish.
Ben, I don't know. Like, clearly, you guys just don't know what you're doing. Ben and I go fishing out in the middle of the summer. We're catching lake trout, no problem. So you guys,
I got nothing to say.
Well, see, this is why we chose lake trout as the challenge. We wanted to give you something that you know and that you.
Let's just say, Ben.
We need a handicap
on those trips in the spring. I'm just a paddler, and Ashley is the rod in the hand.
Right.
I'm the guide that doesn't get paid.
Yeah, I thought you were the fish finder.
Well, I know. You guys are better than I am.
Hey, look, don't be so hard on yourself. You guys did okay. We just, you had to lie in order just to tie with us, but You did okay. You caught a few fish. You caught the same fish, but you know.
Yeah, I lied to make a good story. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's true. And here we are still talking about it. So
yeah, there you go.
Well,
Wait
hey,
a minute.
guys, well-
Is Kevin Callan a writer? What?
We should.
I know it
Stick
says
around.
fishing champ right there.
Stick around. You got to stick around. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on here, but I just wanted to ask what's coming down the pipe for the paddleheads. Anything special coming down the road here?
We have a muskie trip this weekend. Just car camping, but we're kind of like staying at like a satellite campsite so we can hit a bunch of different bodies of water. Oh, see you, Kevin. And we're hoping to hit the French River in the fall.
Nice.
But apart from that, we're kind of keeping our schedules open because last year we had everything booked, and then people were asking us to go on trip, and we're like, we can't. We've got everything so full right now. So we're keeping some things open for some last minute plans. So tune us in, Britt, if you guys are listening, or Kevin. You know, we gotta figure something out with some of our friends this year. That's what we'd like to do. Some
Marty, we gotta
collabs.
go fishing with Marty
More
too. He needs some help.
collaborations, eh?
Yeah, Marty really needs some help. We saw him tying some of those knots, and yeah, he.
Oh, God, yeah. I hear you. Well, guys, you know what? Thanks very much for popping in tonight and giving us a little update. It was fun, especially when the other guy gets involved.
For everything.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So keep the good vids coming, and look forward to running into you guys one day soon.
Awesome. Do one tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Cool.
For sure. Have a good one, boys.
See ya.
Oh, check them out, Paddleheads, everybody on YouTube. There we go.
Thanks.
All righty. Well, you know what? So far, so good. We're having a great time here on the season 4 finale of Canoe Hounds Outdoor Adventure Show. You know what? Right now, we're just going to get into a really quick commercial break. I got to go get another beer. And when we get back from the commercial break, we're going to do a swag giveaway for our channel members. And we do have a couple of, I see Tim from Super Good Camping down there, and I see Jay and Sherry from Beauty of the Backcountry. So we'll get to you guys in that order when we're finished the swag giveaway. So everybody, please do get yourself a beverage or get rid of a beverage, and we'll see you in a few short moments.
There's nothing like being out there. For over 50 years, we've been connecting people with nature by building classic Canadian canoe designs using the best materials available. We built a reputation on durable, dependable canoes that allow you to focus on what's important, whether that's unplugging in remote wilderness, spending quality time with your favorite people, or nailing the perfect line. Visit novacraft.com to find the perfect canoe for you and locate your nearest authorized dealer.
Tonight's episode of Canoe Hounds Outdoor Adventure Show is brought to you by OTG Meals, fresh, freeze-dried, small batch meals made for people on the go. Algonquin Outfitters, with 4 key locations in and around Algonquin Park to serve your backcountry needs. Badger Paddles, handcrafted canoe paddles made to order. Kid Products, stick stoves and reflector ovens proudly made in Canada. And Novacraft Canoes, connecting you with nature in Canadian-made canoes since 1970. Well, cheers and welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the season finale of Canoe Hounds Outdoor Adventure Show. I gotta have a sip of this. So far, so good. We've had some great past guests and friends of the show on, and we got a few more in the basement here that are just waiting. But how exciting is this? Now is the time that we are going to do the drawing for our channel member. Somebody's going to be very happy in a little while there with an $800 swag prize. And I'm just going to go over this one more time, exactly what we've got here that's going into the pot for this one. First off, we got a Canoe Hound Adventures prize pack. That is a nice gray plush hoodie, very, very thick and heavy. So it's an extra large size. Camel baseball cap at Let's Take a Dip coffee mug, same as the one I use on the show. Not mine, but this is a new one. And a few patches and a few other things. Our good friends over at Kid Products have donated a stainless steel twig stove and a couple of accessories to go along with that. Algonquin Outfitters is throwing into the pot a couple of Yeti vessels here, one being their large tumbler mug and the other being a water bottle, along with a buff and sports towel and a nice baseball cap. Our friends over at Salis Marine are throwing in Eddie Flex in your choice of color, blue, green, orange, blue, and pink and red I see there. And your choice of size, of course, that'll all be coordinated by email with our rep over at Salis. Our friends over at Lat Long Maps are throwing in a set of their maps, being the Killarney, the QE2, the Halliburton Highlands, and the Wolf Crab Lakes. So that's some very good maps. Also, we got some swag coming your way from Nova Craft Canoes. And then also we do have some OTG meals we're going to be throwing into the mix as well. So grand total prize, probably looking around $800 in that range. So this is what we're going to do for tonight's draw. I just need to tweak up my little my chart here. You can see I'm doing that now. I need to get rid of these rows. And I'll explain how this is going to go. Essentially, we have numbers 1 through 49. And I'm going to input number 49 right here. Now, as soon as I hit generate, it's going to throw a number here. And the number that corresponds between here and what's in the list is our lucky winner. And the lucky winner will have to contact me. Or if I already have your contact information, I'll reach out to you tomorrow and we'll get everything all set up for exchange of prizes. The one thing I do have to say is I have to thank each and every person on this list for being channel supporters. Some of you just new tonight. Many of you have been channel supporters for the long haul. And it's greatly appreciated that, as I mentioned at the top of the show, that you help support the channel. It really does help offset the cost of doing these shows. This guy's not getting rich from doing this, but it helps me to be able to keep these shows coming to you. So thank you very much for your ongoing support. And for those of you that have been channel members for a long time, you know that what you give, I end up giving back. A lot of it goes out in swag. And all different things like that. So many of you have a lot of my swag out there, and it's all part and parcel with being a channel member. So without any further ado, let's go and pick a winner. We are going to do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and click. Number 33. And number 33 is Michael Schertzberg. Michael Schertzberg, you have just won the grand prize for the channel member swag giveaway. Congratulations. 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 That is incredible. Michael, reach out to me by email at canoehound@gmail.com and we'll get everything all set up. So, wow. Congratulations, man. You got yourself some good swag there. Once again, everybody and my channel sponsors and supporters, you know what? Thanks very much for everything that you do for our viewers over there in the chat. Anyways, without further ado, let's get back into talking and having some good times tonight. My next guest is somebody that was on the show, maybe probably half a year ago now. It's been that long because time really flies when you're having fun. He also has a podcast, and I believe he has a YouTube channel that's going along with the podcast now. And he does a lot of what I do here. You know what? And it's all good, man, because you know what? It's all great information getting out there. Please welcome to the stream, Tim from Super Good Camping. How you doing, buddy?
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Having a great time tonight. Having a great time.
Excellent show, dude. Excellent show.
Thank you. Thank you. Just winding it down, man. This is, 29 episodes deep this season and 136 overall. And it's going to be nice to relax, enjoy the summer, and, reinvigorate, recharge, and get ready for the next season. Right?
I hear you.
Yeah. So if you all in the chat haven't already figured it out, yeah, there's going to be another season. Probably going to be a couple changes this year, and I got a few people I need to talk to, so it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Cool. Well, so I figured I'd pop in for a fairly quick blow some sunshine up your butt kind of deal. I would largely like to echo Ingo in that you're an amazing glue spot that everybody just sort of comes towards, and your chat is mind-boggling. It's like everybody's so engaged with each other, and that's where all that collaboration thing that the paddleheads are talking about and stuff, it all happens in your chat, man. You put on great shows. It's controversy about the PAD or PFDs. It's not controversy. Just wear one. Not a big deal. You did the first aid, the backcountry first aid. Brilliant show. The map, the wayfinding, like maps and bears.
Yeah.
I could not do my podcast and just spend all my time listening to your stuff. You are awesome for all of us that do that outdoor adventure stuff. Yay. Thank you very much for doing it, man.
Yeah, please don't stop doing your podcast because I really enjoy listening to it.
Cool. Well,
yeah,
there you go.
Super good camping, eh? Yeah, of course. Where is the lovely wife today?
She's doing work stuff. Apparently, you're supposed to. I stopped doing that at about 5 o'clock. So,
yeah,
she might pop back in. Yay!
There we go. And there she is. How you doing, Pam?
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Yay. She's waving me off. You get to call her back in. Nice.
There we go. Yeah. So you guys, you made a couple small changes to Super Good Camping. Like you're actually posting your interviews on YouTube now.
Oh, we did a whole bunch of stuff. I'm an idiot because I feel like I need to do more work.
I know, right?
The short version is we found ourselves in the enviable position of having way too much content, and then people were being like ages until we would record them and then we'd air them as a podcast. So we went from every other week to weekly, and then we just went, you know what, they're great interviews, we're going to start putting them up on YouTube. So we do we have a podcast. It's just audio for our podcast, like when it's just the two of us, or the big kid when we do trip logs. But yeah, we did Martin Pines went up yesterday. All the ones we're trying. I'm playing catch up because it's a bit of a new thing for me to figure it out. But yeah, and it's you know what, it's the same as you, man. Like we have so much fun just yakking with people. Just who cares? I want to talk about all the things with everybody. The Martin Pine episode, we talked with I had a list like this. We talked about like two things. So it's like, okay, dude, 4 months from now, I'm going to call you. We're going to bring you back on, and we'll yak about two more things. And we'll just do that for like the next 6 years.
You can make 10 episodes on him.
Exactly.
Yeah. He is a wealth of information, that guy, and he's very generous to share it with everybody. You know, he shares it freely, so that's awesome. You know,
he's all of that in a bag of chips, man.
Same thing happened with Hap Wilson, that we had.
Yeah.
Two things we got through, and then still have a long list of questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what? I know you do this a lot for the same reason that I do it too. You know, it's you're making contact with people that you follow and really enjoy their content, whether it's social media or YouTube or whatever it may be. But with all that going on, you want to learn. You're in the same whole learning thing, eh? Because I hear you mention that time and time again in your things. You know, like, yeah, I was wondering how that happened, or you know, and I could tell your questions come from trying to educate yourself from what these people actually know, right?
Yeah, well, and Pine Martin's. I mean, Martin Pine is a perfect example. I think when I was editing it, I realized there was about a 6-minute break where I didn't say a single thing. I never go 6 minutes without saying something.
Right?
That is a fact, Jack.
Wait, have you ever had Kevin on your show? No. Yes. I love it because sometimes when they get talking, then I don't have to, right?
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there soaking all this knowledge in and stuff. It was fantastic. We literally have never had a bad interview. We're at I don't know, we're coming up on 80 episodes now. Most of it is us, so I'm not going to ever tell her we're having a bad episode. but guest episodes have been just fantastic. We're doing a thing now. Actually, it'll start airing shortly. Where we're interviewing just sort of regular people, non-celebrities, non-YouTubers, that sort of deal.
Say?
That's not true. I was sitting there just going, "Oh, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. Yes, yes."
Yeah.
But we're talking to like just regular people who get out there and do the stuff and don't put it up on social media and stuff, but they still get out there. So, looking at angles like that, it's
They still have interesting stories to tell, and
they have great stories,
stuff to learn.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's so true because so many of the people that I have on my show are social media influencers for the most part. But there are so many stories out there from people who are just doing amazing things and not posting it on. So, well, maybe on social, like maybe to a little extent, right? But some people are doing some really amazing things, and a lot of it goes unrecognized because they're not using social media platforms. So these are the things I'd like to get on my show too, or some more, things that are not right out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of those people are just like they're posting stuff for their family so their family can follow their trips and see where they're going or where are they at right now. Make sure that they're safe sometimes too, but
or they're not posting anything. Right? They're simply doing it because they do it, and through the grapevine, or because it doesn't. I very seldom go 6 minutes without talking. I run into people all the time standing in line getting a beer at a lacrosse game, and you're talking to somebody. It's like, oh, and then next thing I know, it's like, hey, want to come and tell me some of your camping stories? There's all kinds of people out there doing that sort of thing, or they've got 4 subscribers on YouTube, so it doesn't really count like a social media giant kind of deal. And
exactly.
They still do the cool things. They still have great stories. They still have amazing experiences, which is kind of what we're all about, right? So
yeah. Well, I have to say I really enjoy your format. I'll be honest, I haven't really watched any of the YouTube stuff, but I listen to all your podcasts, right?
Cool.
For example, a couple of weeks ago, I went to Novacraft to pick up my canoe, and between you guys and Paddling Adventures Radio, I didn't listen to except for the Boom Chiki Wawa thing that Paddling Adventures has, their theme song. Aside from that, I had no music at all playing the 2.5 or 3 hours there and back, right? So
awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Next time you're talking to them, harass them. I want to get them on the show. I'm getting silence. Just saying.
I think Sean might actually be in the chat.
Cool.
Sean, get on with these guys. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I really enjoy too is the cross promotion between other podcasts and other shows like that, because it draws an audience, like your audience into me and my audience into you, and it's a great collaboration. Like all the YouTubers are doing and stuff like that. If we collaborate in a different way, right? So
right. Absolutely. I think it's a great collaboration for all of us as content creators. I think the winner is the audience. They get to see all kinds of different things from different perspectives. I'm old and out of shape. I'm going to look at portages slightly different from, your ACL guy, so maybe not so much at the moment, but you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has a different perspective on things. I'm not a whitewater guy, despite Riley trying to talk me into it. But I think it's amazing stuff. So I'm happy to talk to people who are into whitewater stuff, because maybe some of our audience gets into that deal and then comes around and watches Riley outside or Evan Lefebvre, that sort of deal, right? So it's a community.
We're of the opinion that a rising tide lifts all boats.
There you go. Nice.
There you go. Well said. Well said. So what's coming down the pipe? I've been asking everybody this. What can people expect? What are some upcoming interviews that you have, or some episodes coming up?
Oh my goodness. We have so many. We've got Hap Wilson one coming up, although he won't be till way late in the year. I want to say maybe November. We got a Marty Morissette coming up. We've got Adventures with Josie. She's an absolute sweetheart. What a wonderful lady. She's just great to interview. We have a second round with Sean and Derek from Paddling Adventures. We got Arnaud from Lat Long. This is just guest stuff, let alone we fill in every week in between. We've got a whack of different interviews with people that don't do the social media stuff. We just did one with Nate Muskoka, which I think he's going to air like March next year.
March of next year.
I think we listen. So I just plotted this out the other day, and unless my math is wrong, and I'm pretty good with numbers, I think we have enough in the bank to do to the end of April next year.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I got to stop doing this.
So we've got to do twice a week now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to increase your frequency or do 2-part shows, right? So,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's a good problem to have because I've run into the opposite problem where sometimes I can go and be very last minute on a show with a guest or something like that, right? So that's where it pays off to have topics to talk about rather than and then having great people like the Kevin Callans and the Pine Martins and the Nate Muskokas and whatnot to come on and share their expertise with everybody because they are all wealths of information and we've all come to rely on them quite a bit. So yeah,
and it's great. I just poach your chat list there and it's fabulous. It's wonderful. It makes my life so easy.
Well, you're welcome.
I'll send you some beer.
Man. Yeah, so you and the tall son have any canoe trips planned for the near future?
No, his boss won't let him out for the summer. We've got a couple of lighter weekend trips with Pamela and I. The big kid and I will do a 3-day in Kawartha. We tend to do like a last weekend in September, try to catch the colors and just do a chill one spot. We do some paddling around and stuff, enjoy the weather. And then we'll see what the weather's like, but we're going to do probably our 8-day trip is going to end up being a QE2, but not till October.
Using our notes maps, by the way.
Yes, using our lat long map, which I've been poring over. I now have 14 routes, and I can't pick. So,
well, you know what? That's where you or do like I did my giveaway tonight. Random number generator from Google. Put a little Excel list, and you go generate. Hey, we're going to QE2. Right?
Good call. Good idea. Yeah.
I should start doing that myself. That's actually not a bad idea. Eh?
Where are you going?
Try and load it up with like 10 and 12-day trips. So. Right, make it top heavy.
No, eight for this guy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My longest trip to date's only ever been 9 days. So our trip that we're doing up to Wabakimi with me and Ingo from Proucts. There's another great couple of guests for you right there, right? But
we've got perfect. We had Keith on. I recorded him recently. I can't remember when he goes out, but yeah, he was a great interview. I love their stuff.
That's awesome.
And he's a great cook.
Yes,
he is. Yeah. He works magic there with the twig stove and the reflector oven.
The reflector oven. I'm doing some. I'm going to buy one. I'm doing some non bread pizza. That sounds like oh yeah. Well, and I can do muffins and stuff too. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're going to go on a canoe trip like me and get fat, right? So that's okay. We pamper ourselves out there, right? Everybody in that chat over there should. Pamper yourself when you're in the backcountry because it really is a getaway, and it's what you're supposed to go out there and recharge. And if that means eating a lot of cake, eat a lot of cake. yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Well, Tim, Pamela, thanks very much for joining us tonight. And you know what? Keep all the good things coming with Super Good Camping. If you guys ever stop doing it, I would truly miss it. So,
thanks so much, Dennis.
Thanks. It's all your fault, I'm sure. So.
Heck, you know what? I got my Super Good Camping T-shirt. I should have wore that tonight.
Cool. No. It's just so you've got something in the backcountry to sweat and get bug juice on.
Yeah, bug juice on. Well, that's happening now this time of year. But yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks very much again. You know what? Pop into the green room later if you like, and we'll talk to you in a bit.
Thanks.
See you.
Cheerio.
Night all.
Awesome. Yeah. So for those of you that haven't checked out Super Good Camping as a podcast, by all means, check it out and be like me and start watching their YouTube channel as well. So you can get all caught up. I think they can get a lot more information out on the YouTube than they probably can for their time on the podcast, but I'm not sure about that, but I think their YouTube is a little longer than the podcast. So yeah, anyways, we have two lovely couples down here in the basement who just so happened to pop in right around the same time, and they just so happened to share the same episode back a little while ago. So we're going to bring them up on screen right now. We have Jay and Sherry from Beauty of the Backcountry, and we have Jess and Alex here from Vincent Timber. Wow, what a coincidence!
buddy.
You both popped in at the same time, right? How you doing, guys and gals?
We're doing good. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we're good.
Chilling outside. It's a beautiful night.
It is. Yeah, it's nice here, but I'm cooped up in the basement. I'm looking out the window right there, though. There's a window right there. So that's the glow on the side of my face.
We have a beautiful view of the outdoors. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to ask Jay, has the ice finally broke?
It's not that funny, Dennis, because we did have a trip planned for the May long weekend. We were going to do a 10-day trip through the Steel River Loop, which is out near sort of Terrace Bay area. So we had reached out to John from Lost Lakes just to say, hey man, this is our plan. Are the lakes ice free? And he reported back that no, they were not. And you saw on his most recent video. So we actually changed our plans. So we're going to do that trip a little bit later in the season, hopefully. And we just ended up doing a local trip in Lake Superior Provincial Park. But yeah, no, it's real. Ice was on lakes in our area until mid-May.
Wow.
There's nothing to laugh at, friends. Canoe season is short here.
And down in Niagara, we haven't had ice on our water since early November.
Yeah, I don't even really know if it completely froze here.
I never did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you two are closer to me than Jay and Sherry certainly are.
Well, that's what we
So
were
Alex,
saying to you guys, Alex and Jess. If you guys wanted ice fishing, you poor buggers. And I was just drive north. There's lots of ice.
Yeah, we were out of luck this year.
Yeah, we didn't really have any ice. We had to drive 3 hours to get to safe ice to walk on.
Wow.
cool. Alex, Jess, so you guys just got back from a camping trip, didn't you? I've been following a bit of social media stuff.
Yeah, we were in Algonquin for a couple nights. We just realized we're both wearing Algonquin shirts. I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, we did just one of the shorter backpacking loops, the Western Uplands backpacking trail, and for a nice spring hike, we had a bunch of new gear we wanted to test out. So it was perfect intro into the season for us.
Cool.
Definitely can't beat this weather that we're having right now either.
Yeah,
so
it's ridiculous.
That's what we had up there too. So it was great.
And you guys have bugs already?
Yeah, can you see us swatting swatting mosquitoes?
Yeah,
we have
got to see a lot of wildlife out there too. You seen a fox on your social media?
Yeah, that was like as soon as we got to the parking lot, we're like, "Oh, this is a good sign."
Yeah, it just greeted us as soon as we arrived. We're like, perfect.
Yeah, looking for scraps. Or
unfortunately, yeah, it knew exactly where the garbages were, and there was. I was impressed with the garbage on this trip. I'd done this trail a couple of years ago, and I found so much garbage. I came home with like half a backpack full of garbage. So there's quite a bit less on this trip, but there was still so much where people just set the garbage on top of the garbage can and, couldn't open the lid and put it in. So clearly, unfortunately, that's what the fox was looking for, but it was still neat to see regardless.
Yeah.
Sure. And what about paddling trips? You got any good paddling trips coming up here?
We actually do not have any paddling trips this year. All of our stuff is going to be backpacking for the most part this year. We might sneak in a few like little local paddles, but probably no overnight paddles this year.
Oh, well, so you're taking on a real love for the hiking stuff then?
We're just going to a place that it's not
feasible, I guess.
I don't know. I think it would be easier for backpacking. So we just kind of geared that more into our plan for this season.
Cool.
So that's why we got
nothing wrong with that, man. Backcountry is backcountry, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not complaining.
That's the thing. Just get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we had the hiking last year was our hiking year where we did the Superior Coastal Trail and we did some other hikes. And now we are done. with hiking. We are paddlers.
We are trying to, it's like it was bad. Was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It was just lots of walking, and we like to paddle and then walk a little bit, and then paddle and then walk a little bit more with heavy loads on our back.
Right.
It's funny because our first trip this year was we did a little loop in Lake Superior Park to Gamma Lake, and then through down to Old Woman Lake, and then like sort of pond hopping into Sand River, and then down the Sand River out to Lake Superior. And we had been looking at this route for a few years now, and we did it. And I guess I didn't really compute it all, but it was like more than half of the distance was portaging the first 2 days.
Oh gosh.
So, and we just got a Royal X canoe. Yeah, so that
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good now. But I wasn't feeling good day 1 and 2 was like, whoops a daisy.
Wow, that's
we
cool.
made it. So, but yeah, we're canoeists. Even if we do, 20 kilometers of portaging in 4 days, we're still canoeists.
Right.
I'm a canoeist, but you know what? I'd have no problem doing a backpacking trip. I've been invited on one, but it kind of fell through. But you know what? That'd be one more thing for me to start investing in, all the backpacking gear because
that's the thing.
Need ultra.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I pack heavy. You've all heard me say it on my shows. My buddies call my backpack Big Red for a reason, right? It's because it weighs a shit ton, right? I discovered that this past weekend when I went to QE2 for the weekend. It's like, man, I gotta lighten this pack up. Either that or I'm getting old and weak. One of the two.
Jess has that same backpack, but we call it Big Blue.
Mine's Big Blue. Yeah.
There you go.
For canoe trips, you gotta get all that fishing gear in there.
Yeah. Every time you pull it out of the canoe and it's sitting there, you go, damn, I gotta sling that thing on my back now. That's where Riley's video on Instagram comes in. Flip it upside down and do the pull it up and put it against a tree. And I should have tried that. I really should have.
The backpack that I bring on our canoe trips is 115 liter seal line bag, and it's typically full enough where I can barely roll the darn top. And I actually caught myself reviewing footage of the Sand River trip that we did. I caught myself not physically preparing, but emotionally preparing to pull the bag out of the canoe to portage the darn thing. I was like, I'm not even stretching. I'm like praying or something. I don't even know how. It's like,
right.
Oh, please, Lord Jesus, can you make this lighter for me?
That's when you get to your camp and the first meal's the big one, right? You
Yeah.
eat everything, eat all the weight, right? Leave yourself with like snacks and that's it, right?
Yeah, and burn the extra clothing for warmth. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my bag this time was really heavy because I didn't bring an underpad for my hammock. I brought my under quilt, right? So there's added weight there. Then the weather forecast was calling for like one really, really, really cold night. So rather than bringing my one big heavy duty winter bag, I figured, well, you know what? I'll bring a wool blanket too, which I didn't even end up using, right? And then all your food is in there and stuff, so I didn't have to carry a food barrel. It was just one thing over another, right? And it's like, yeah, okay, I really got to learn how to trim my gear back. This is kind of ridiculous.
This is a push and pull that we have together where Jay is always like, at the end of a trip, like, didn't use that, sell it, give it to Goodwill. We're never bringing that on another trip. And Sherry's like, but what if we end up needing it? So she brings it on every trip. And I'm like, it's push and pull.
Yeah. I get, but like one flashlight, I think is good, not three, right? Okay, maybe I should leave two of those flashlights at all.
One fails. You always need a backup.
True.
Yeah. You got to have the redundancy thing, right? But yeah. Battle. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that stuff. But I'll tell you, for my Wabakimi trip this year, I'm going light or lighter, anyways. So. Yeah, if I could trim off 5 pounds, that's good. I'll be dropping like from a 70 or 65 pound pack. Yeah, I lose 5 pounds there too.
I was going to say, what are you trimming 5 pounds off of, Dennis? You're a pretty svelte young man.
No, I don't know, man. No, it's when my grandson comes and sits on my lap and he starts playing drums on my tummy because he's a little drummer, right? It's like, okay, kid, that's enough, right? So, yeah, no, that's funny. Yeah. So what are the plans for you, Jay and Sherry? What do you got going on this summer?
Well, we've got a lot of tripping, actually. We have a few trips under our belt already that we haven't been able to like edit down to put out onto our YouTube channel yet. Because priority for us is actually getting out there and doing it, and making enough money to keep the lights on in the house. So we're not great at immediate like getting content out, but so we have the 8 to 10 day adventure on the Steel River is our plan. We were supposed to do that in May. We're hoping to do that in June, which is peak black fly season, because why not?
Yeah.
You guys are nuts.
Yeah. Well, up in that area too, they'd be even worse. And so, yeah, we're really looking forward to that or something. But then we also have, actually, I think Christina was on earlier. Sherry was saying that we are going to do a whitewater paddling course at the Paddlers Co-op down in Palmer Rapids on the Lower Madawaska.
Alex and Jess, thank you for the inspiration.
Yeah, we watched your guys'
right? They did
series from last year, and we thought, well, that would be a great way to get into it a little more. We've done some whitewater, obviously, and we've done a fair bit already this spring, but nothing like Madawaska whitewater, right? Like you could miss the boulders pretty easily. You'd actually have to try to hit the boulders, and we almost did on a few of our runs this year so far, but we're really looking forward to learning some techniques and stuff to hone and actually to meet some friends of ours who we've had sort of virtually for a while, and we're really looking forward to that.
Oh, awesome. That's good. And then Alex, Jess, what do you got coming down the pipe? I know you're gonna be doing some hiking, but where to?
We are taking a pretty good extended vacation. We are headed to the East Coast.
Wow, nice.
So yeah,
Awesome.
we're gonna tour around a bunch of provinces and kind of check out some sites and do kind of a mixture of car camping and some backcountry camping and kind of all the touristy stuff. So
yeah.
Have
you ever been out east?
When we were like
very
this,
small.
Yeah,
Okay.
separately.
Separate, oddly enough, same ages. So yeah, it'll be great to get out there.
I've got 3 buddies that have moved out there in the last 2 years, and I'll tell you, man, I could see why they've gone out there, because when my wife and I went out there probably 15 years ago, and I fell in love with it out there. It's just it's pure and wholesome. That's way to describe it.
That's what we're afraid of.
We keep talking about that. We're like, oh, we're gonna fall in love out there. It's just gonna be we're gonna want to stay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. Well, you know what? Shoot lots of videos so you can put it out there and share it with all of us. We could all live vicariously through you out there hiking away. Yeah, especially if you do stuff on the Cabot Trail. It's gorgeous out there, right? So
yeah, we have a few backcountry trails kind of lined up. We're still open to ideas. So actually,
any suggestions? We'd love to hear from people if they have good places to go.
Yeah.
How far east are you going?
Right to Newfoundland, so we're gonna go all the way as far east in Canada as you can drive.
Yep.
Nice. We were just out there a few years ago with our kids, and yeah, it's magical.
Beautiful.
The island is just like everywhere you go, it's like, oh, that's magical. This has got to be out of a movie. The next little town, you're like, oh, this is just like the postcards. It's just perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you know what? Thank you to all of you for your episode that you did with us there. Too bad that Tunis and Britt weren't on with us here as well, because that would have completed that show. We could have had another episode, right? But that was a very well received episode. I had a great time getting to learn a little bit more about all of you on that show, and sharing that with everybody that watches this show. So thanks very much. I hope you all have a great summer too.
You too, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us on. Just meeting everybody together. This is always fantastic. We love chatting with you all.
It's a great
Awesome.
community.
Yeah,
I'm glad you can pull it off, because I think Jay, didn't you had a gig going today or something?
I had a show tonight that ended about 8:00, and I raced home and got here just in time. No, thank you, Dennis. This is like we echo Tim and Pamela's sentiment of like the community that you've built around, and that and all the folks that sort of have built themselves around this community that you have is so wonderful. It's so heartwarming to have. wherever we go, we run into friends of the show, people that we follow, and it's absolutely lovely. And thank you so much for all the hard work you put in, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for the love, guys. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Have a great summer. Be
You-
very safe, and we'll have you next year on the show at some point. How's that?
We look forward to it.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Awesome. You know what? Two great couples there. You know what? It's really cool. Got to meet them personally, both of them at the Toronto Outdoor Adventure Show this year. You know what? It's so cool. That's the thing that really warms my heart about this show is meeting people here on the digital platform, and then going to an outdoor show or something along that lines, and actually meeting the person and shaking hands or giving a hug. Because I'm a hug guy. I'm a hug guy. If those of you that have watched the show or met me in person, you know I'm a hug guy. But you know what? It's so cool to meet you people and you know, put a face to the name. It really does mean a lot. Our next guest is somebody that I actually got to meet in person at Canoecoupia this year, and he was on his own episode here not too long ago with Yours Outdoors. Please welcome back to the stream here, Nick Gordon. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. You've been a busy boy of late, eh?
Yeah, just wrapped up spring semester. I've had trips the last 4 or 5 weekends here. We had spring's kind of a rush. We finish up with winter. Winter kind of fizzled out early on for us down here too. Somebody was saying a little bit ago that they hadn't seen ice since November, I think, up in your area. But March came around and we saw you at Canoecoupia, and then first aid season for us, usually late March, early April, and then paddle season. So I just wrapped up. We had a survival course. And backpacking trip, and then I think two weekends ago we had our first canoe trip of the season. So about 14 of us out there, and brought my daughter. This was her second wilderness canoe trip. She's 8. So last year she had a great time. Last year it was 27 adults and her, and I had a few college students out there too, and it was cool to see her out there. She's playing in the water. There was ice just 10 days prior. There was still snow on the ground, and couldn't keep her out of the water. She had a great time.
Kids have that ability, eh? They have no sensory.
I remember being a kid, and I didn't want anything to do with that cold water. But my daughter, she didn't care. She doesn't care.
It didn't matter, man. As soon as the ice was off, I'd be doing the old cannonball into the lake or into the pool, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but no.
Nowadays, I touch a toe to it. I'm not like that Marty Morissette guy who goes in there and has lunch and ice water up to his neck, right? So you're a sick man, Marty. You're a sick man. He's down in the green room laughing right now.
we had some pretty big storms too. I think 4 weekends in a row. My backpacking class trip, we had storms that were almost. I hate to have to cancel trips, but it was a little bit unnerving for my students, but they all did really well. Nobody got soaked. There was somebody out there that brought a hammock, didn't have any lines to pitch his tarp really, and made it work out there. So it was good. The frogs are singing. It's warm out here. In fact, we got filling up a pool right now. It's like summer's here. We had a nice short spring, and it's getting hot now. So this coming weekend we've got another wilderness first aid class, and we just kind of keep rolling. So Boundary Water trip coming up, 9 days next week.
Nice.
So
nice. That's good, man. You know that you're the epitome of enjoying your work, right? Doing what you love for employment. That's an incredible task. Yeah, a lot of planning goes into it, though, right?
Yeah, right now I'm prepping 84 meals for that trip, 86 meals, something like that. I think registration on our website is actually closed, but I just put feelers out. We've got a couple more spots. I always like having an even number of paddlers up in the Boundary Waters. So if anybody wants to come on out and join us, just let me know. I see you're eating the Skittles there too.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm surprised they lasted that long.
I keep them down here because my grandson likes to come down, and he takes me by the hand now. He brings me downstairs. He goes, "Come on, Papa, let's go have candy." And he brings me down to my desk. I got him here, and he gets a couple, I get a couple, and then off we go and we do something else, right? So, but these are freeze dried Skittles, courtesy of Nick. There, he freeze dries all this stuff. So, yeah, that's cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So, through the summer there, what, like, you've got a number of different trips and stuff like that. How many can we count on for?
Actually, is middle of summer is a bit of a lower season. So the plan this summer was to go back to Peru and take a group out there for a couple weeks. We got people signed up, but last fall into throughout the winter, there was a lot of political unrest going on down in Peru, and a lot of trails were closed. So we actually just postponed our trip for next summer just till things kind of settle down there. So that opened up my summer quite a bit, which, July's peak bug season down here. The black flies are already out. So middle of summer, I'll be doing a lot of food prep, working on our mammoth meals that I mentioned on our show last time, and actually working on getting into maybe Wisconsin State Fair this fall. So waiting to hear back from them, but we got a booth set up for some freeze dried goodies this time. So
yeah, sorry, I was going to click a comment, this one, and it jumped up two new comments. Yeah, Ben's
nice.
sharing your Skittles too, right? So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Did you say the Peru trip is or not happening?
It is happening. We just pushed it to next summer. Yeah. When the bugs are bad out here, I'd like to be outside. And when you get up in the mountains, it's, below freezing at night still, and it's beautiful. There's no bugs. It's a nice type 2 fun. So
I thought maybe you'd be going to Peru to hand pick out your own alpacas for your next batch of hats and stuff like that, right? So.
Yeah, I still have some hats, and I thought about, I know maybe doing some kind of a sale this summer just to, put them back out there so folks know they can find them. But yeah, it's funny how quick summer comes, and then next thing you know, I'm already looking at this fall schedule, and it just flies by.
I can't believe it's already May 30th. Like time does fly. The older we get, man, the faster it just keeps rolling. Eh? It's like that wheel just keeps picking up steam. So
yeah, in about 4 weeks, the days start getting shorter.
Yeah, that's true. Eh? Good old September 21, eh? No, June 21.
Yeah.
Well, the other summer solstice, I don't know. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to see that you got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. If anybody's in Wisconsin and you're looking for some sort of adventure and you want a great guide, give Nick a call. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook, Now Outdoors, our website, nowoutdoors.org. We've got a list of all our upcoming stuff for the summer. Really coming up, though, June, we've got a Boundary Water trip, some backpacking, and then July is open right now, but in August, we've got some Boundary Water trips as well, and then September picks up again. So,
yeah. And are they filling up fast?
Filling up pretty good. Our Boundary Water trip is full, well, almost full. We got a couple spots. Backpacking, we have a nice crew coming together for that one. So yeah, it's going to be a good summer.
Good stuff. Well, keep the adventures alive, as I always say, right?
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining tonight, Nick. I know I seen you had a little bit of a difficult time popping in the basement there. You kept popping in.
I was trying to get into the comments here. I've done it before, and for whatever reason, it's not letting me chime in here.
For some reason, guests could only read the chat in StreamYard. It doesn't allow you to actually chat. So
yeah, I think I can do private chat, but
private chat you can. Yeah. And private chats are hard to read for me because I got to keep bouncing section to section. Well, that's awesome, man. Hey, I hope you have a. Here, by the way, we just got to pop this up on screen. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boing.
Nice.
There's one of Nick's alpaca hats on camera. Wow.
That is awesome.
I'm ready for winter.
You're a pretty hot blonde there.
Thanks, Nick.
You bet. That's awesome.
See you later, Christina.
Bye.
Yeah. I knew she was getting that one. Yeah, that's a cool hat. Those alpaca hats are pretty cool. Alrighty, man. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you a little later, and don't be a stranger, man. You ever need to chat by email or something, I'm always available. So,
yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
I'll take it easy.
Have a great summer. Be safe out there.
For sure, you too.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, those alpaca hats are to die for, man. Those things are so cool. Yeah, if you want to be the envy of anybody while you're winter camping, you got to have one of those hats from Now Outdoors. But yeah, like I say, if you happen to be looking for an adventure out in the Wisconsin area, but he does do different things, obviously all around. Go over to Now Outdoors, check out to see what he has as far as guided trips and stuff like that. And the guy is a killer cook in the backcountry. So just saying. Anyways, I was mentioning earlier there about having lunch neck deep in the icy, frigid waters and stuff like that. But our next guest was on probably around maybe 8 or 9 episodes ago, and we talked about all kinds of things. This guy's a real adventurer, and yeah, man, let's just bring him up on screen here. We got Marty Morissette. How you doing, Marty?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good. What's new with you?
Season finale for you. No, what's new with me, man? I don't know. It's been so busy. I haven't been around much on Tuesday nights. 7 o'clock is a little early for me. Even tonight, I just couldn't get around. The guys from Paddleheads were texting me like, "Are you coming up?" I'm like, the house is upside down right now. I got to put the kids to bed, get tomorrow ready. But here we are. I couldn't miss the finale.
That's the beauty part of YouTube is you could watch it now or you can watch it later, right? And,
but I've always been a huge fan, and not only a huge fan, I understand being a creator, and a lot of us that come up are creators, but being in this space, I understand the amount of work you put into this. So to come up here and to support you, just to tell you how much we appreciate it, means that like it's important to me. So I wanted to be here tonight.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's one of those big happy circles, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was like Tim even mentioned that there. The friendships that you make through a platform, whether you get to meet the person or not, but when you get to talk to a person, you build a friendship. You build a little bit of a bond, right?
It's odd. It's odd because a lot of people will they'll frown at or they'll snarl at online relationships in some sense, like building relationships through these mediums and all that. But honestly, for someone who's been a part of of the world of making content online for the past 4 years, you really do over time manage to build meaningful relationships, you know what I mean? And because we see each other a lot, we talk a lot, and over time you get to know each other and you get to know people's lives. And then when we met in person at the outdoor show, felt like we had known each other for 5-10 years already, right? It was very organic. So it's pretty impressive how much this does translate in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, it's an organic relationship where you kind of you get to know only what the people want to share with you on here, right? Yeah. And sometimes that's enough. What I mean?
For sure.
You don't want to take on people's problems. You want to take on the good side of people, and that's what you get through social media here for the most part.
Yeah,
is the good that people have to offer, right? So that's something that I admire with everybody that's ever been on the show as a guest, and then those of you who I've met, and even those who haven't been on the show as guests, but people that are in the chat over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have hardcore fans. Like you have dedicated, fans that are there every week in the chat for sure.
I've got the best fans. The best viewers. I always have a hard time saying fans, right? Because that's not how I interpret it. I got the best viewers, You
know what? I've always called the audience or viewers fans because it's from my music days. That's just how we used to talk about it like that. Some people, I've said fans on my videos in the past. Some people, just one person had left a pretty mean comment, and I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just saying how much I appreciate you guys. You don't like the nomenclature or the word that we use. It's the idea is that obviously there's people that are interested in what we do, and whatever that is, the audience, the viewers, the fans, whatever it is. But it's always neat to see the people that, like I said, especially for you, because it's live, and I look at the chat all the time. You have a very dedicated viewer base or fan base that are there all the time, and that is what motivates us to, in a lot of sense, to continue to do that, continue to build those communities.
Sure. You know, there used to be a day in my earlier days of YouTube and of doing this where my subscribership number to me really mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like I've got, I don't know, 6,200 subscribers or somewhere thereabouts. And that's only because I happened to be looking at some stats the other day. But to me, that number doesn't even matter anymore. But for like a subscribership of having, say, 6,200 subscribers, and to have consistently in the chat over there over 100 viewers is phenomenal numbers. I know some YouTubers that are like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they get like 300 or 400 viewers in there.
Yeah.
Right. So
no, it's
the ratio is
think about it. Like, imagine if every Tuesday night you took a stage somewhere, like, I don't know, like we're in your hometown, and 120 people showed up. Like, that would be very meaningful. You know what I mean? Like we because this is digital, we tend to forget the size of like what it means. Like, you know, like probably the largest show I've played ever in front of an audience, like as a musician, was 900 people. And that was like, it took me hours to come off of the high of that after that. You know what I mean? Now we get, you know, you'll get 1,000 views off you know, after they keep playing, and then we undermine what that means. Does that make sense? Because we can't see them in front of us. But if you had 300, 400, 500 people show up in front of you to actually listen to what it is that you have to present, whether it's a podcast or a trip video, whatever it might be, like that's meaningful. And we get caught up, and we're all at risk of that in the world of creating. We get caught up in the numbers and comparison, and it is the kryptonite to what most people, that's why most people stop creating eventually. It's because we get caught up in these things and we forget that the fun of what we're doing, building communities, creating content, sharing your passion with the world, is really the fuel of what needs to continue. It's the fuel that needs to feed you to be able to continue to do this. And it's great, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That's awesome. Yeah. You know what? Like I say, I am eternally grateful to everybody.
Yeah. That's awesome. I had to come up, man. I had to come up. Do you have a? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so you evident through your Instagram and stuff like that, you've taken on a real physical fitness role, and all in part due to the things that you love doing, getting back into the backcountry, your whitewater, your mountaineering, I guess we'll call it, or your climbing. So with all that being said, what you're obviously physically fit, and it's for a reason. So what's the reason? What's coming down the pipe for you? You got to have some big things planned for the summer this year.
I don't, in all fairness, I don't have a ton of things planned for the summer in terms of like big things. I'm going to keep it a bit more local this year. Last year I brought the kids up north, and it was a bit much for them. So, and it's interesting because a lot of people was like, oh, you know, we river trip for 5-6 days, 15 hours north of where I'm at in the Boreal Forest. It was, to me, absolutely amazing. The kids' perspective, were 10 and 11 or 9 and 10 at the time, is there was a lot of canoeing. So not a lot of camping. Most of the day was traveling on water. The bugs are way worse than they are down here, and the water is not that warm, so swimming isn't a thing either. So this year, because I do want to make sure I continue going out with the kids, I want them to keep loving it. I'm keeping it a bit more local with the kids, just to add in there more camping, more swimming, less time traveling in the canoe, if that makes sense, smaller days and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be going down the Petawawa to the Madawaska at some point. One of the trip, I'm super excited. I'm going back to the Saguenay Fjords, which is the river that ends in the St. Lawrence, north of Quebec City, and that's where all the belugas come and mate and raise their young and all that during the summertime. And last time I was there in 2020, I must have paddled across. There must have been like 60 belugas all around us. And ever since I did that, ever since I did, it's all sea kayaking out there, because it's marine navigation. Like you've got the tides and the currents and the wind and all that. But ever since I did that, my daughter Charlotte's been really, bugging me to go back out. So I found an outfitter out there that's got tandem boats. So me, both my kids, and my wife, we're going to go for 3 days. And the real technical part of that trip is to get out in the St. Lawrence where the river meets with the tides and all that. And it is, honestly, if you capsize there, the only way you're getting rescued is by the Coast Guard. It's pretty significant. So I found a route where essentially we're not going. The reason why I haven't gone back yet with the kids was because that part always worried me. I just thought like they're just not there yet because the safety aspect, and the last thing you want is to be rescued out by the freaking Coast Guard, like honestly. But I found a route where we're only going to be doing we're going to be exiting before. I didn't know there were exits before along the way, so we're not doing very long, but we're doing the section where the beluga nursery is essentially. So I'm excited about that. I think the kids are going to absolutely love that. That'll be very, very interesting. And then I'm gonna do some solo stuff like the Coulange, like more whitewater and all that. So it's gonna be a busy summer. It's just not gonna be anything exceptional in terms of the size of the outings and all that. And for my fitness level, I've been putting that up quite a bit lately. So it's become so much of a way of living more than anything else. I posted yesterday on Instagram. I'm actually just getting over shingles of all things. It's just a freaking weird, the weirdest thing that came out. And I was just kind of doing a bit of a story, kind of explaining that. But what I was trying to relate in that little video I posted is that I've been consistently training 5 to 7 times a week for the last close to a decade now. And I'm consistently training, but I'm not very serious in my training. A lot of people think I'm way stronger or fitter than I am. It's more like the habit of showing up to the gym or going for my run, but I never time how the time that it takes me to do my runs. I don't really look at the distances. I don't really care. What I care about is how good I feel when I do it. And so that's just been what it is. But that translates a lot when I'm out on my trips. Like portaging is way easier. Running around with cameras, like for me it's 7 to 10 times harder to film when you're out on a canoe trip than not filming. So I like the fitness aspect of it because I can run, put a camera, come back without bothering the team that I'm with usually, right? I can just say I'll paddle ahead, I'll go set up a camera, and I can come back. And in this way, I'm not slowing down anyone. That's something that's a big reason why I like to do that. And I have found with my canoe partners over the years that the trips are getting, in some weird way, a little harder every year for most of my party, as we're all close to mid-30s now and going up, and I just don't want to. For me that's important that I don't know. I just appreciate the fact that it still feels like I'm 25 when I'm out there.
Well,
but
that's good.
It does come at a cost of a decent amount.
More of us need to do that. I want to feel 25 again.
Yeah. Well, listen, at the end of the day, it's just that's what I was trying to relate yesterday. It's I know a lot of people struggle with developing the habit of training every day. And I was not that person since I was a kid. This is a new quote unquote habit of the last decade of my life. In some sense, I was always active, but I mean consistently physically training. And now that it's such a habit, not training. It's almost like you're when you stop, people stop doing drugs or stop drinking, they go through withdrawals. Not training and not getting those dopamine hit really does affect me. I really feel it when I don't train. And I think everybody gets there. If you put in enough time, you do get to the point where it's wow, this is really a much needed part, just like sleeping or eating as part of my day. And it helps me focus a lot. And I, for anybody that's struggling with that, what I try to tell them is really trust the process. Really trust the process. It gets way better. It really does, but it might take a year, 2 year, 3 year. Some people it's easier than others, but it's worth it. So
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got your work cut out for you here for the summer. It's great to hear that you're actually keeping your girls into the backcountry.
You have
and you
to.
know what? That's it's incredible. I love seeing people with kids and families and stuff like that out there. That's what it's all about, sharing it and getting our youth to enjoy what we enjoy, right?
Yeah, someone told me once like that, nothing real, like if you spend most of your life like building something or developing, building might not be, or like acquiring knowledge or building something, it really, you're only halfway there if you didn't spend the other half passing it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me, like, because I feel like I know for a fact I'm the product of very generous people around me who gave a lot to me. And when I heard someone told me that one day, it was very obvious to me that the things that I'm spending most of my time doing, they will, for me at least, lack meaning if I don't spend a bit of that time or a lot of that time trying to give that back down, because it's given me so much in some sense, right? So so I believe a lot in that, and the best way to do that is, the people that are close to me, my kids. It's also a great way for me to bond with them and just have meaningful moments together, and that's also why I do it online, because it's a cool way to reach it and just give it to the rest of the folks. So yeah, it's
Awesome.
fun, man.
Well, I applaud that, man. Thanks for coming on the show tonight and sharing.
Dude,
and thanks for the compliments too. It means a lot.
I was just going to finish with more compliment. You deserve flowers. So I'm going to take, I know it's uncomfortable being on the side of the flowers sometimes. So you're going to sit there and you're going to listen for 2 seconds. I'll probably be the 17th person who said this tonight, but you really, the work, like I said, I intimately understand how much work you put into this, because, we have similar jobs online, if you will, quote unquote. And it's so appreciated by the community. It really is, man. So thank you for the time, because I know you're doing this for peanuts. It doesn't come with money. It's
there's peanuts.
Yeah, there's peanuts.
There's peanuts. I like peanuts. Awesome, Marty. Well, hey man, you have a great summer. Enjoy the kids.
Man. I appreciate it.
Be safe out there, and you know what? We'll catch up again next season for sure.
Absolutely. I'll call you from the ice hole.
There you go, from the ice hole. Hey, okay. Cheers, my friend.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. You know what? That guy, I'll tell you, he's a machine. He is truly a machine. That's awesome. Well, you know what? We got one more person in the basement here, or do we? Oh no, did he disappear? Gosh. Maybe he's gone in the house or his battery died. You know what? Hopefully he'll pop back in here before the show is closed out. You know what? I have to say, and it may sound cliche, but yeah, you know what? Everybody in the chat over there, and everybody, I can't thank everybody enough for all this stuff. And you know what? With that being said, maybe I'll just get on with the show's closing statements, because I had Nate Muskoka in the basement. I was saving him for last, but looks like he had a follow-up. But if he does come back on, I will bring him up no matter where I am here in the closing of the show. So that's a good thing. But with that being said, we will draw the show to a close here unless Nate pops in again. But I just want to thank everybody, through these 29 episodes this season, for sharing your Tuesday evenings and joining us on Tuesday evenings. Many of you every single week, many of you after the fact, or like during the show or after the fact, watching replays. It's so greatly appreciated knowing that all this effort that goes into putting out these shows is being taken in by so many of you. To hear the compliments is it's really it's really humbling. It really is, because like I say, to me, I'm just a guy, and I'm a guy like you, and I'm a person that this is just how I get my kicks, is sharing and learning through all of this. This is all a learning experience for me as well. So with that being said, you could actually count on me being back again next year. I urge all of you to follow me on Facebook at CANOEHOUND'S Outdoor Adventure Show, so that you have an idea of what's going on and what we're going to be doing next season, because I will keep things posted. to say that this season is over with this final show is maybe a bit of a lie, because there are a couple things that I may be working on through the summer for having like little impromptu Tuesday evening shows. A couple of people that I've been talking to who weren't able to make the early part of this season or this portion of the season, but we may have a few shows. So please do keep an eye open. Watch your YouTube, watch your Facebook, watch your Instagram. I'll be posting if we do impromptu shows that way as well. My channel members, you're all awesome. Every single one of you. Michael Schertzberg, congratulations. You've been a long-time channel member. Thank you very much, and very well deserving that you got this great prize. That green badge next to him means that he's been with me for a couple of years there. So that's awesome. I think it's green here, but I know you've been with me for a couple of years. That's very greatly appreciated. But I do have to say, you know what, for everybody that's going to be partaking in some sort of backcountry activities this year, I just urge you, you know what, I want to see you in the chat again next year. Please be very, very safe. Be cautious out there, but you know what, at the same time, enjoy everything that nature has to offer. And you know what, we'll all be back together again in September when the show kicks off again. I am, believe it or not, already lining things up for next year. I feel like Tim from Super Good Camping, trying to work towards the future of what's going on. I'm not as far ahead as he is, but that's incredible that he's got that. But you know what, I am working towards my shows for next year. So with that being said, you know what, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It's been a fantastic season. Thank you very much. And please remember, everybody, with a mosquito buzzing around my head here. Anyways, keep the adventures alive. Have a good one.